Thank you. Good morning. We try to present this new group. In fact, several operators, worldwide operators, meet all together. You know, in order to begin to discuss very pragmatically and how we manage, you know, the development of standardization, in order to take into account this energy efficiency, in order to take into account the broadband deployment and the implementation of multi-service. And it's a reality today, and we must take into account these three factors. First thing, just not to put other numbers on the table, but just to present the both sides of the problem. One side, it's for us operators, you know, for energy consumption, the network, anyway. For this group of inter-operator collaboration group, it's quite the consumption of a Swiss for the network. And the other side, for user, it's a kind Austrian consumption. And we may hope to, in this pragmatic, you know, work of collaboration, to try to push to develop quickly, but strongly, you know, specification in order to take into account this energy efficiency. In order to do it, the basis of this group was what? The energy cost. It's normal. We discuss on this. We know the problem. It's not the problem of nuclear or all, you know, power plants, but it's energy. And we are consuming energy. And, you know, with development of a broadband, and today is the need, we will know, you know, with a new generation now, and with oldest as us, we need this kind of new services. In plus, as it was explained, we need these new services to minimize the consumption. Why? Several actors inside, you know, this ICT domain, and especially the operators needed to meet in order to define how we'll manage. Because today is not the problem of standardization organization of forums or fora, but we are developing some documents, sometimes some very special documents, but we need some useful documents. In order to do it, we must take into account this fragmentation of development of standardization. And this group, Energy Efficiency Inter-Operator Collaboration Group, AUCG, began to start the work in this direction. And in order to do it, we began to chart our needs, because it's the beginning. We discuss since now, a few months, I agree, but since March, on the first subject. And my colleague will define, you know, the technical part of the presentation. How we divide into several areas the domain of ICT. The previous domain of telecommunication. As several inside this room, I come from PTT. And the telephone, you know, is the past. We are speaking on the data, voice over the data. And in this case, we must, negotiate this strategy of development of normalization for us. But we need to take first, as I said, the needs. And after, just to give guidance to standardization organizations. That means all actors. That means ITUT, and we began to discuss with ITUT, it's normal. With ETSI for regional European region. But we are all together from, America, AT&T, Verizon, till Asia, NTT, and Singapore Telecom. And we are hoping with discussion some more in a few days. We need to discuss with suppliers. It's the second level. After the real definition of the needs, it's normal to define how we'll manage with manufacturers. And we begin to do it. We are managing the development of this group in this direction. And I must say, inside our future documents, because we need these standards, we well know the problem of development of broadband, I said before. We well know we are developing, FTTH, FTTX. We are putting some equipments on copper supports too, because copper is here. And with this evolution, we will find evolution of consumption. Why it should be take into account this problem of energy efficiency inside our standards, that means ICT standards, but properly, correctly, and in the good place. The main goals of this group is to minimize the work too. We need one standard, not several standards for the same subject. One topic, in general, one document. And we need to have in plus the possibility to monitor, the development of this efficiency. Why? We need to define the right elements, that's KPIs. I may add, ETSI board last week agreed to develop a first series, with help of a team, in order to define the general engineering of all systems, and in order to define the last KPIs. The general presentation of this group is this. This group, it's on the umbrella of fireworks, and with discussion of alliance with JSI. And we are between, the two levels of standardization. That means, in fact, not standardization, the activity strategic and political level with national authorities and regional ones as a European community. And some groups as Fireworks and JC. I'm sorry, it's not inside. And the second part of the system, it's a technical level with all organizations as I began to present, you know, that's mean standardization organization and fora. In order to have an efficient broadband deployment and a real multi-service implementation. And we'll give a place to my colleague,